We are here at the Future Investment Initiative, and this year we're coming to you with a special podcast. This podcast this year will be talking about AI and how it's affecting organizations, corporations, governments, and how it's affecting leaders. Today, my guest is Mark, the author of Our Planet Powered by AI, and also you are well known to talk on AI. So let us begin from there. In your book, Our Planet Powered by AI, you explore the intersection between human potential and collaboration with AI. Let's talk about that. Let's start there.
Thank you for having me. First of all, I think one of the reasons that I decided to write this book is because we haven't paid a lot of attention on the humans themselves, as they're part of the real story why AI is so beneficial, so useful to this world, that are going to be constantly talking and engaging and helping and supporting, using their knowledge and intelligence, sometimes enhancing intelligence of human beings. And this is a positive thing. It's a positive thing because right now in universities and colleges, whether it's in the United States and anywhere, college students are by themselves. The teachers do their job, and what happens later? So you need those agents, you need those teammates to be consistently there to support human beings, to help them with work, activities, life, everything.
These agents are AI agents,
Those are AI agents.
What about friends and family?
You need both. You need both. You need social interaction, you need physical interaction, but AI agents could also help you. You got to build new things. You got to learn new things. If you do this, you never become outdated, and you will have a great relationship with AI. If you don't, then we have real problems. So
I don't want to be negative, because I love that you are very positive about AI. But you talk about the human and how this will help humans to build. But where do empathy and ethics come in when we talk about this? How can we also educate people about that when we are talking about AI and developing it? How can we educate them in order to balance between the ethics, the empathy, and the learning?
I think we can't just focus, people talk a lot in conferences, we need ethical AI, we need responsible AI. I think very differently what I stated in books, in my articles. I've written stuff in Time Magazine, and Newsweek, and Forbes, and Fortune, and what I say is we need values-based. If the way that we teach our kids based on certain values, human values,
so we teach AI the same way.
We teach AI in the same way, because AI at some point is going to be AGI, artificial general intelligence. It's going to make its own decisions. Reasoning is going to improve, it's going to mature, it's going to scale. It will exceed human reasoning at some point. So we got to teach it in the right way. We got to make sure that behavior is supporting our values, that it's supporting human culture, that that AI has to be trustworthy, it has to be truth-seeking, it has to be balanced, it has to support everybody around the world. It cannot be a dark AI. For example, we may have a problem with a presentation. We may have a problem on nursing a baby. And the agents are going to sing lullaby, and they're going to try to help us in everyday life. And from here, this is all in the digital world. We have to log into our iPhone and type. No, the world, according to Jensen Huang, the chairman and CEO of NVIDIA, he basically says we have to get to the physical AI. We have to converge the physical being and cognitive capabilities of machines, of compute chips and power. How do we do this? We create humanoid robots. Robots that are going to look like humans, but they're not humans. They're going to be dexterous, meaning that they could
use
move
both
the hands
in
a very similar way to the humans. And they're going to help us in packaging industry, in manufacturing, in logistics, in hospitality, everywhere to support us. So the future is going to be physical AI, $3 trillion economy, which is going to impact how leaders think. Leaders are now going to start thinking not only agents sitting on the machine or here, but actually physical humanoid robots moving around and doing things. And the company of the future are going to have mix of humans and mix of humanoid robots.
So when we talk about this, how are we preparing our next generations for this? What type of education and reskilling systems are needed to prepare for an AI-first future?
I actually think that we don't need to focus so much on engineering. People are saying maybe you have to be a great engineer. I think it's not about that. I think it's about analytical reasoning. How do you make decisions? Logic. We have to train our kids in the next generation, so they have best logic. They know how to make decisions. They know how to find information. And more importantly, exactly what we're doing, how do they communicate in the proper way? They don't lock up and sit on TikTok all day. They communicate like human beings. So we got to make sure that our universities, our colleges around the world and in here teach kids basic values, how to communicate, how to interact, how to engage, how to have social interactions, how to learn, how to have analysis, making right decisions. If you could make right decisions in life, you make it everywhere. It's not about engineering knowledge or scientific knowledge. We will find agents to help us with science and engineering, programming, or anything else we want. But in terms of interaction, relaying this information, having close intimacy and interaction, this is what we need to make sure that our next generation is comfortable.
So what is the most important thing we need to focus on today, moving forward?
We have to educate society that AI has so much potential that it's going to be able to help us to propel us. Even if we don't have that knowledge, we will be able to solve real problems. I will tell you, I wrote an article which got a lot of attention. In the future, there are going to be a lot of entrepreneurs, and those entrepreneurs are going to rely on agents, on AI to build a company. So imagine a company, billion-dollar company run by one CEO and 1,000 agents, no human beings, but they will be very successful. They'll run the business, financial, marketing, everything, human capital, everything support. And we got to also integrate in companies today, in large companies today. I'm advising many large multinationals and governments. We got to start integrating information technology, AI, with HR. I think in the future, HR and IT is going to become one unit because it's all one. IT will help better HR, and HR will help information technologies and AI. It's going to be one integrated unit.
You did say at the beginning of the interview, you were talking about people learning, and always the learning process needs to continue. It has nothing to do with age or student at school or at any possible age.
Continuous learning.
Continuous learning. When we talk about this employee who is maybe 45 years old, he's a desk employee, he's used to this. What would we tell him, or what should we tell him in order to develop and change? Because probably his job will become obsolete in the next 2-3 years. Is he still significant, or is he too old to be taught?
I think we have a couple of things that we need to do.
Okay.
We need to follow the deal-making process of our President Trump, in this way. I think he's very successful around the world, and if we follow that level of success, we need to provide benefits to people, benefits where they would get maybe some financial compensation. So tomorrow will look a lot different. So we could go into space. So we could conquer new worlds outside of space. So we could conquer the ocean in a better way. That we could fly, instead of flying to Saudi Arabia for 12, 13 hours, maybe we could get here in 2 or 3 hours.
Okay.
And it saves people time, and hopefully people will be healthier and wealthier.
I like that. I'd like to end on a wealthier note. But if we were going in a single sentence, we'd say, what is the one thing that leaders need to change in their mindset in order to embrace AI for them and for their people?
I think leaders have to be open and open-minded. I think if they lock themselves up, this is the way I've done it for the last 20 years, it worked for me, this is the values of our company, those are the best practices we had. We have to be flexible. And we have to be adaptable. But in order to last the next 1,000 years and to be the winner in AI, we have to also be resilient. Things will not work in our way, but we have to continue. And because we think that AI allows us to get computations much better, to solve problems faster, to do things that humans were never be able to do, because human brain is able to do many things, but to accumulate so much knowledge, process all this information at the same time, this is only available through machines. So now, again, as I mentioned this in the beginning of the conversation, we're going to be in the world where we're going to be a team. AI and machine. We should be a team. We shouldn't fight each other. We have to be a team.
Thank you very much. Nothing scares you from AI?
Well, I'm scared that AI will get in bad hands. That will get into not stateless actors. That stateless actors may gain some control.
Like for the internet was the dark web.
Yeah. So I'm afraid that stateless actors may start getting some control. And how do we protect ourselves? So we have to build top-tier security. We have to build not only digital security, but physical security as well. We have to build 2 or 3 tiers approach. And I think the work that is going on here in the Kingdom and United States on quantum is going to allow us to do that. We got to bring new technologies like quantum to help us with cybersecurity.
Thank you so much, Mark. I mean, I can go on forever and ever with this conversation because I'm learning so much, but we only had 20 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with me.
It was very interesting.
It was very useful. Thank you.
Thank you.